everybody. Welcome on into the show, your go-to show for sports here on the Shore. I'm Sports Director Brandon Boss.
What's up? It's your sleep sports anchor, Devin J. Martin. We got a great packed show tonight, full of football, Brandon. Wow. So it's been an exciting full-fledged Friday.
Yes, let's talk about what you can expect on Delmarva Sports Insider tonight. We've got highlights and final scores from the Henlopen and the Bayside Conference.
Yeah, the Salisbury Seagulls also begin their football season tomorrow. We'll talk about their expectations for the year.
And, of course, your top plays, your WMDT Sports Athlete of the Week. All that's coming up. But we begin tonight with a shocking come-from-behind win for Sussex Central.
Yeah, what a game this was. Central and Middletown, these two trading blows all night, both making it to the DIAA state semifinals in the 3A last year, so we knew this was going to be a good game. But, yeah, this is definitely game of the year so far.
Came down to the final play.
Yeah, back and forth affair. Yeah, Middletown, they jumped out to a 2-score lead before Central came back and made it a game. So let's take you out to the castle. This football game courtesy of Delaware Live Sports.
They do a great
job.
Down 4
with 6 seconds left. They need a TD to win it. Bradley Chavez, the
there
new QB, finding Jawan Sturgis in the end zone with 2 seconds left. Super clutch play. Golden Knights knock off the Cavaliers.
Yeah, this was a fantastic win for Sussex Central. The Knights with an absolute statement win against the Middletown Cavaliers, a team that is a perennial finals contender. This could be a championship preview in the 3A in Delaware, and Sussex Central took the best shot of the Cavaliers. And I love the balance of this team because it looks like Chavez has a good arm under center, and they always have a great ground and pound game.
They obviously do, and obviously, but you know, the difference between this year's team and last year's team is last year they probably would have ran for that ball, ran for that touchdown. This time they decided to go through the air, so that's a big difference right there.
All right, packed house in Felton tonight. It's Lake Forest taking on Caesar Rodney. Lake up a score when we pick this up. Jackson Parson looking for his man, Darius Miller. Hey, Miller showing off what he can do on the basketball court, too. 6 points for the Spartans there, 13-0. Caesar Rodney on the comeback trail. Julius Timmons tosses it out to Jackson Timmons. He's going to go. Touchdown Riders. We've got a ball game. Lake Forest wants to close this out, though. Parson on the handoff. It's Aiden Young. He was your Athlete of the Week last week, and he is going airborne into the end zone. Lake goes for 2, and it would be good here as Parson calls his own number on the QB keeper. Lake ahead 21-7. This would be a big win over a 3A team, a 3A opponent. But Riders not done yet. They go marching down the field. Timmons throwing for Maxwell Vitti. Vitti will go in, but it's not enough.
Yeah, he found the soft spot in that zone, but as you said, it's not enough.
Lake Forest would go on to win this one 21-14. Fantastic play there by Darius Miller. That looks like a top play nominee.
Yeah, it's up there. It's definitely up there. Miller has been great on the basketball court and on the football field, but Lake, obviously, we talked about them in the season preview. They dealt with a lot of injuries last year. They definitely probably would have made the playoffs if their quarterback was healthy at the start during the middle of the year last year, but now they're looking like they're a team to definitely contend with in the 2A.
Yeah, Parson to Miller, that's going to be a great 2A connection to watch this year.
Now we got to stick with the 2A, heading over to Laurel, who were looking for their first win of the season. They lost 41-20 against Central last week. Today they had a much easier opponent in
Not
Brandywine.
a bad loss at all to Central, by the way.
No, but this win for them was huge. Coach Joey Jones and his squad didn't have to really do too much today. They were up almost 40 at the beginning of the fourth, forcing turnovers and scoring whenever they wanted. The entire fourth had a running clock. Brandywine couldn't get anything going, couldn't muster up any offense, including multiple interceptions just in the fourth quarter alone, including a pick six. The Bulldogs bounced back nicely, taking down Brandywine 37-0.
Yeah, this was the Battle of the Bone, is what they called it. It wasn't much of a battle. It hasn't been for years. Laurel, just the dominant Bulldog team out there. And look, they are going to be a contender in the 2A District 3. That's one of the most fun districts in all of high school football in Delaware. It's basically the old Henlopen South. It's going to be fun to see who comes out of that district, because they're going to be a good team. Now to Wilmington, this footage courtesy of Sean Green from WDEL. Delmar's Nathan Van Zant plunging into the end zone. Extra point not converted. Delmar up 6-0. Later, Delmar's defense really stepping up in this one against a worthy 2A foe. Connor Nichols steps in front of a pass for the interception. This game was 6-6 at halftime. The defensive line getting pressure on the DMA quarterback. It's Isaiah Holbrook bringing the passer to the ground. Unfortunately, the Seahawks would break through late in the second half. It's DMA's Isaiah Muhammad on the 23-yard scamper into the end zone. Then a big interception by Chris Keller. Finally, there would be a strip sack that led to a scoop and score for DMA. Delmar falls to 1-1 on the season, but hey, it was a great effort up there in Wilmington, 19-6.
Yeah, I mean, the story of this game for the Wildcats, obviously turnovers.
Yeah.
When you give up multiple turnovers, especially in the second half, that's almost a recipe for losing games, especially at this level.
And give credit to Delmar. They went all the way up to Wilmington last week, beat Dickinson, beat them pretty badly. and then they have to go all the way up to Wilmington again this week. So this is a good young team that's going to get better as the year goes on.
Now we got to head over to Dagsboro. Indian River going up against AI DuPont on their home turf, and they showed no mercy. IR starting off strong in the first quarter. QB hands it off to Javion Chandler. Extra point is good, and they're up 7-0. And they get the ball back after a short 3-and-out, and magic happens again. This time they hand off to Davon Handley. Field goal is blocked, but they're still up 13-0. And then, why not keep it on the ground? If it isn't broke, don't fix it. Another handoff. This time it's Kyrie Knight. So running back by committee for IR today. This time, another touchdown makes the score 20-0. The Tigers push back on their own end zone. Punt is blocked and recovered by Vaughn Griffin for the TD, a special teams touchdown. All of this just in the first quarter alone. Yeah, they would go on to dominate this game, and yeah, they destroyed AI.
Yeah, the thing about AI is they lost their football program a couple of years ago. Last year was their first year back with a football program, so they're going to take a few years to get back into being relevant, even in the 1A. But for IR, you took care of business in your first week. Good job. Keep it up, because I think they could be a contender in 1A.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. It's very early on, obviously, the second week for some of these Delaware schools. But, I mean, they've looked the part so far, especially with the way they played today.
All right, stay updated while we're at these games in real time. Make sure you follow WMDT Sports on Facebook and X right now. And now to one more final score from earlier tonight. My goodness, 29-0, Salesianum over Smyrna. Last week, they faced a PA team last week. That's, you know more about in-state opponents than you do out-of-state opponents. But for Smyrna, 29-0 against Salesianum, they're going to have to clean up a lot of things.
Yeah, you're going to have to take them out of your top spot for the top teams in Delaware.
Yeah, I picked Smyrna as well. So, man, 29-0. But you know what? I'm sure that that the Eagles will get better as the year goes along, because Mike Judy loves to schedule his toughest opponents early in the year, get them exposed, and then learn from that as the year goes on.
And that's what they did last year. They actually went into the playoffs with a 500 record, and then they almost beat Sally's in the first round. They were the only team that was even able to give them any type of competition in the 3A playoffs last year. So it's very early to tell. Maybe Smyrna's just going to be a team of two halves of the season.
Yeah, and finally, Sussex Tech at Del Castle. That game coming up tomorrow at 11 a.m. That'll do it for the A block. We're calling our first time out. But when we return, we are heading over to the Bayside now. We're taking you out to Decatur. That and more when Delmarva Sports Insider returns.
This is David Hearn, head football coach at Delmarva High School, and you're watching Delmarva Sports Insider.